The high-profile legal battle between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, centered on their work together in the 2024 film It Ends With Us, has taken a dramatic turn with a federal judge dismissing Baldoni's $400 million defamation and extortion lawsuit against Lively, her husband Ryan Reynolds, their publicist Leslie Sloane, and a separate $250 million defamation suit against the New York Times. The ruling, issued on June 9, 2025, by U.S. District Judge Louis J. Liman in New York, marks a significant victory for Lively and her team, who labeled the decision a total vindication and condemned Baldoni's claims as a sham. The dispute, rooted in allegations of sexual harassment, creative control, and retaliatory smear campaigns, has captivated Hollywood, exposing tensions over power dynamics, workplace conduct, and public perception in the post-Me Too era. While the dismissal is a setback for Baldoni, the judge has allowed his legal team until June 23 to amend certain claims, ensuring the saga is far from over. The conflict began in December 2024, when Lively filed a complaint with the California Civil Rights Department, accusing Baldoni, her co-star and director, of sexual harassment during the filming of It Ends With Us, a romantic drama adapted from Colleen Hoover's best-selling novel. Lively alleged that Baldoni's behavior, including inappropriate comments and unscripted physical actions, created an unsafe environment. She further claimed that after raising concerns, Baldoni and his team, including Wayfarer Studios, producer Jamie Heath, and publicists Jennifer Abel and Melissa Nathan, orchestrated a coordinated smear campaign to damage her reputation. This campaign, she argued, was designed to bury her credibility and shift blame following the film's contentious press tour, which was marked by rumors of discord between the stars. Lively's lawsuit, later filed in federal court, detailed claims of harassment, retaliation, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and negligence, painting Baldoni as a perpetrator who exploited his authority on set. Baldoni, in response, vehemently denied the allegations, asserting that Lively's claims were false and strategically crafted to repair her public image after the film's promotional fallout. On January 16, 2025, he and Wayfarer Studios countersued Lively, Reynolds, and Sloane for $400 million, alleging defamation, extortion, and invasion of privacy. A separate $250 million libel suit targeted the New York Times for its December 2024 article, which reported on Lively's allegations and included text messages between Baldoni and his team. Baldoni's lawsuit claimed that Lively, with support from Reynolds and Sloane, sought to seize creative control of It Ends With Us by threatening to withhold promotion and attack Baldoni publicly unless he relinquished authority over the film's direction and final cut. He further alleged that Lively's harassment claims were a calculated move to deflect criticism and paint herself as a victim, while the Times reporting relied on cherry-picked texts taken out of context to defame him. Judge Liman's dismissal of Baldoni's lawsuits hinged on the legal protections surrounding Lively's allegations. In his opinion, obtained by multiple outlets, Liman ruled that Lively's statements in her California Civil Rights Department complaint were privileged under California law, meaning they were immune from defamation claims. The judge noted that Baldoni and Wayfarer failed to prove that Lively was responsible for any defamatory statements beyond those in her complaint, which were legally protected. Additionally, the court found no evidence that Reynolds, Sloane, or the New York Times acted with malice or had serious doubts about the truth of their statements, a necessary threshold for defamation under applicable law. Liman also rejected Baldoni's extortion claims, stating that Lively's alleged threats to withhold promotion or renegotiate working conditions did not constitute wrongful extortion, but rather legally permissible hard bargaining. The judge dismissed a claim related to a document Lively allegedly never signed, which Baldoni argued obligated her to promote the film, noting there was no contractual basis for such an obligation. The ruling also addressed Baldoni's accusations against Reynolds, who was implicated for allegedly calling Baldoni a sexual predator to their shared agency, WME, leading to Baldoni's dismissal. Liman suggested that Reynolds' statement, if made, could have been genuinely believed without malicious intent, further weakening the defamation claim. Similarly, The Times reporting was protected under fair report and litigation privileges, as it accurately covered Lively's public allegations. While the dismissal was comprehensive, Liman granted Baldoni's team until June 23rd to amend claims related to breach of implied covenant and tortious interference with contract, offering a narrow opportunity to refile. However, the core defamation and extortion arguments were decisively struck down, leaving Baldoni's legal strategy in tatters. Lively's legal team, led by attorneys Ezra Hudson and Mike Gottlieb, celebrated the decision as a sweeping victory. In a statement to multiple outlets, they described the ruling as a complete vindication for Lively, Reynolds, Sloane, and the New York Times, condemning Baldoni's $400 million lawsuit as a baseless attempt to retaliate. They announced plans to pursue attorney's fees, treble damages, and punitive damages against Baldoni, Wayfarer Studios, and its financier Steve Sarowitz, accusing them of perpetrating abusive litigation. Leslie Sloane's attorney, Sigrid Macaulay, echoed this sentiment, emphasizing that Sloane had been wrongfully targeted to tarnish her reputation and was now fully vindicated. The New York Times also welcomed the ruling, with spokesperson Charlie Statlander praising the court for recognizing the lawsuit as a meritless attempt to stifle honest reporting and affirming the paper's commitment to defending its journalism. The legal feud has been as much a media spectacle as a courtroom battle, amplified by public fascination and the involvement of high-profile figures like Taylor Swift. In May 2025, Baldoni's team attempted to subpoena Swift, a longtime friend of Lively and Reynolds, alleging she was present during discussions about a scene Lively wanted to change, and that Lively used their friendship to exert influence on set. The subpoena referenced Swift as Lively's mega-celebrity friend and claimed she was leveraged to pressure Baldoni. Swift's team swiftly denounced the move as a publicity stunt to generate tabloid clickbait, and the subpoena was later withdrawn after objections from Lively's attorneys. The incident underscored the personal stakes of the dispute, with Swift reportedly distancing herself from Lively amid the controversy, further isolating the actress from her once tight circle. The broader context of the dispute reveals deeper tensions within Hollywood's evolving landscape. It Ends With Us, which grossed over $351 million worldwide, tackled themes of domestic violence, making Lively's allegations of harassment particularly resonant in the Me Too era. Her claims of body shaming and inappropriate conduct by Baldoni raised questions about workplace safety and the role of intimacy coordinators, who are now standard in ensuring consent during sensitive scenes. However, Baldoni's countersuit argued that Lively's active role in choreographing these scenes, as detailed in earlier reports, contradicted her victim narrative. He claimed she directed camera angles, pacing, and even his movements, suggesting a level of control that complicates her allegations. This dynamic, where an actress exerts significant creative authority yet later claims discomfort, has sparked debate about the boundaries of consent and responsibility on modern sets. Public reaction has been polarized, with Lively's supporters, including actress Amber Tamblyn, rallying behind her, while others question the consistency of her claims given her documented influence on set. Baldoni's team, led by attorney Brian Friedman, has leaned heavily on media exposure, releasing behind-the-scenes footage to counter Lively's narrative and promising a website with untampered evidence to expose her alleged duplicity. Lively's attorneys, in turn, have accused Baldoni of waging a toxic media war, seeking sanctions to curb his public statements. A February 2025 letter from both sides indicated an unwillingness to settle, setting the stage for a trial scheduled for March 9, 2026. The dismissal of Baldoni's lawsuits has shifted momentum toward Lively, who recently dropped two claims: intentional and negligent infliction of emotional distress, after Baldoni's team sought her medical records, a move her attorneys described as routine trial preparation. Despite this, the judge's refusal to let Lively withdraw these claims on her terms suggests ongoing legal friction. Lively's Instagram post on June 9, 2025, reflected on the pain of a retaliatory lawsuit. In December 2024, Blake Lively filed a complaint with the California Civil Rights Department, accusing It Ends With Us co-star and director Justin Baldoni of sexual harassment, alleging inappropriate comments and unscripted actions during filming. She claimed Baldoni and Wayfarer Studios orchestrated a smear campaign to damage her reputation after she raised concerns. Lively's federal lawsuit detailed harassment, retaliation, and emotional distress. On January 16, 2025, Baldoni countersued Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and publicist Leslie Sloane for $400 million, alleging defamation and extortion, claiming Lively fabricated allegations to seize creative control. He also filed a $250 million libel suit against the New York Times for its reporting. On June 9, 2025, Judge Louis J. Liman dismissed both lawsuits, ruling Lively's statements were legally privileged, and Baldoni failed to prove malice by Reynolds, Sloane, or the Times. The judge allowed Baldoni until June 23 to amend claims for breach of implied covenant and tortious interference. Lively's team called the ruling a total victory, planning to seek attorney's fees and punitive damages. The case, set for trial in March 2026, highlights tensions over consent, power, and media in Hollywood.